Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I am working on an Annette bag by Swoon Patterns. This one is for me. I wanted to do something that would kind of be a little different. I've been wanting to do some overlays on vinyl and I just couldn't figure out what to do. And I thought, what about the Mustang emblem? I mean, I have a Mustang, so now I can be in style when I'm out driving around. Here it is. How awesome is this? I love it. I got some purse feet on the bottom. The handles, I think if I ever do this again, let me lower you a little. I think if I ever do this again, I'm going to use longer handles. These, I can do this fine, but when I put it on my shoulder, it's kind of tight. I mean, I can make it work, but definitely pick some bigger handles next time, longer handles. I got this cute handmade zipper pull chunky thing from My Handmade Space. The zipper tape was also from My Handmade Space. Zipper pull, or not pull, but the zipper end. Etsy, got it from China, something like that. The squared earrings, you can get these from Lauren over at moremeknow.com. I think I got mine off Amazon. But the rivets, moremeknow.com. I think I will do a video on how I did this in case anyone's interested. I wouldn't suggest making these and trying to sell them just because of copyright issues. I don't think that you would be allowed. I haven't looked into it, I don't know. I'm just assuming that Ford probably doesn't want you doing that. But anyway, so I have that on the front, and then on the back, I put the 5.0. Awesome. I originally thought about putting it GT and then 5.0 and then just nothing on the back, but I'm like, no, I think the back needs something, and it's kind of cool. It's like the end, you know, I don't know. I'm just silly. But these pockets are adorable. Yep. Ooh, my hand out. I love them. I do have strap connectors for an adjustable strap, which I have not made yet, but I will. We unzip the bag. We have a zipper pocket, basic zipper pocket, right there. And I also got my zipper tape from My Handmade Space. It's gray, matches the bag. The other side is a modification I did. I think the pattern calls for doing it a different way. I just added a slip pocket, so I'll show you how I did that in the video as well. This was fun. It went together a lot faster than I thought it would. So, yeah, I am so excited. I have been thinking about this for like 2 days since I decided to do this little overlay, and I could not be happier. So yeah, stick around. Don't forget, hit subscribe button, hit the bell to get notifications when I upload new videos, and give me a thumbs up and drop a comment down below. Let me know what you think, good or bad. You know what, you want to give me a thumbs down, give me a thumbs down. I don't care. I just like to see people coming to my channel and checking out my videos and giving me tips and advice and all that good stuff. So hey, it's nice to see you. Welcome back. Enjoy the video. Bye. Okay guys, let's go ahead and get started. Again, I'm assuming I'm going to do an intro, so I'm not going to like do any of that today. But how cool is this? Oh my gosh. I mean, I am like so excited right now. And here's the back. I ended up doing the 5.0 on the back. I thought about on these side pockets, which would be the bigger pieces actually. Let me grab one. Which would be these. I thought about putting GT on one side and then 5.0 on the other, so the sides of the bag would have that, but changed my mind. Obviously, hopefully I do the intro and you'll already know that. But excuse me. I'm just so excited. I don't even know what to say. I'm so excited. So I'm gonna go ahead and just get started. What we're gonna be doing is I'm doing my strap connectors a little bit different than the pattern calls for. I don't like the, well, I like it, but like the smiley face connector would cover up my overlay, and I don't want that. So instead, I'm gonna need 4 of these square ring type connectors, and I'm gonna need 2 D-ring. These are gonna go on the side for an adjustable crossbody strap. All of the straps I have made ahead of time, other than the crossbody strap. I haven't made that yet. I think I'm gonna do a separate video on that so I can refer people to that video and I don't have to put all that in each video because it does take up some time. But I got these already made also. I'll make a video and I'll put the link in the description below when I do make the video. I'll update it on how you can make strap connectors, but there's a ton of videos out there already that kind of explains it. So if you really want to know right now, just type in YouTube how to make strap connectors for bags or something along those lines, and I'm sure you'll find something. All right, so for each exterior panel, we need 2 strap connectors, and I'm just going to put them roughly right in here. I have a measurement I'm going to use. And I'm going to go 1.5 inches down and 1.5 inches over. And that's where the corner of my strap connector is going to go. So 1.5. I'm going to make a little mark. I'll do the same on the other side really quick. Over a little. This one's kind of tricky because, let me see if I can hold it up. Probably not. The top up here isn't going to be on the 0. I'm looking for the 1.5 down. From there down here is where I want to start the 0. That's why this is lined up with my 0 line. And then 1.5 inches over. So just in case you were wondering, that's how I'm doing that. Now I do have some double-sided sticky tape already on the back. I'm just going to peel that off and then I'm going to line my corner up with that dot and stick it on. Just try to make sure you're good and straight. I may have to stand up for this so I can see it well. Whoop. Looks good to me. Let's go ahead and do the other one. I just want to make sure that we're 1.5, so I'm going to throw my ruler in here. Looks like this needs to go down a wee bit. All right, now I'm just going to sew around the edges of my strap connector. I haven't decided yet, but I may put like a diagonal line through it or 2. So that's what we're doing right now. And I just wound some bobbins, so I gotta make sure I adjust all my settings here. I think I'm gonna do a 3.5. It might be too small, but we're gonna do it anyway. Make sure my setting is low. I really turn up the speed when I wind my bobbins so it goes faster. So then when I start sewing, if I forget to turn it back down, it's like crazy fast. I am so excited to make this bag. I mean, it's like Christmas to me. I'm like so excited. I love my Mustang. And I'm gonna have a pretty bag to go along with it. So that's pretty exciting. And I'm just gonna be going like a little extra careful here. I mean, it's gotta be perfect, right? I mean, all the bags need to be perfect, but this is my baby we're talking about. It needs to be extra perfect. Okay, I'm gonna do the X, I think. It's a little bit extra work, but it's fine. Okay. Whoa. All right, so that's what it looks like when you've got one done and one undone. And I'm just gonna do the same thing to this one. Now I'm trying to cut back on certain things so my videos are just a little bit faster. This is something I could have had done on one panel already, but I thought I might as well just go ahead and do this on camera. So what the heck. just takes a hot minute. It won't take too long. So let's take bets. If you're watching, how long do you think the video is gonna last? I've never made the Annette before. I'm not new to bag making, so I get the gist. It seems pretty easy. That zipper I'm a bit worried about, but I did do one in my last video, so I don't think it'll be too bad since I've already done one. I'm thinking 2 hours. I hope it doesn't take that long, but I don't know. That's what I'm thinking is 2 hours. All right, there's my front. And I'm gonna go ahead and do the back in the same manner. I probably should at least had this one done, but that's okay. And I can always pause and start the video, I suppose, but not worried right now. I'm just gonna go ahead and go with it. Oh, let's make my dots first. 1.5. And 1.5. Okay. Stick up again. Actually, we'll bring this back so I can get it nice and straight. Okay. Okay. Let me hold it up, make sure we're looking good. Go ahead and get to stitching. Okay, so in case I forget to do it in the intro video, I'm gonna go ahead and go over what I interfaced with. I think the pattern, here, listen to me, I think I should follow the pattern right now so I don't have to say I think. But I'm pretty sure the pattern has you use woven interfacing and then foam. And I was so excited to do this. I did not put woven interfacing. Let me turn you up just a little. I didn't put woven interfacing on. All I did was, I don't have foam, but I do have like a headliner type material. So that's what I added to my vinyl pieces. It was, if you have foam, then I would say definitely use the foam. I'm not a big foam user, but certain bags I will use it. I did want to use what the pattern called for the most part, since this is my first bag that I've made of the Annette. Let's get where it's at. But, and I'm using waterproof canvas for the lining, which I'm sure I'll go over all that in the intro, but I'm not gonna do the intro until the bag's done, so I don't really know what I'm gonna say. But, yeah, waterproof canvas for the lining. I am adding like a slip pocket. I think the pattern calls for one, but since I'm using waterproof canvas, I'm doing it a little bit different. I have went over the pattern several times, and I have watched a couple videos also of other people making this bag to kind of maybe help. I think we're good. It's just like any other bag. It's just putting all the pieces together. That zipper on top, I think I'll have issues, but no matter. Okay, there's that. Wow. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Okay, I'm gonna pause the video so I can pop the pattern up really quick just to refer, in case I'm not so sure. I believe the next thing we do is we sew the bottom on and then put it together, but we also have to do the sides. So okay. 1 second. I was wrong. I mean, you could probably do it in the other order if you want, but I don't know why I got my iron. I don't think I'm gonna need it. We gotta put our side strap connectors on these pieces. So we're gonna go 1.5 inches down. I did find my center. Okay, there it is. I'm just kind of lying. I center snipped down here on both pieces because you will need to know what the center is later on when we attach it to the exterior. So I'm just lining my ruler up on the center and then on the very edge of that V, and I'm gonna go down an inch. What did it say? I don't know. 1.25 inches. I wanna go down 1.25 inches. Make a little dot. And these are the D-rings, and well, I'll put a link in the video down below on how I did them. I don't know why I was just gonna try to explain it, but just center that up. All right, that's what that looks like. I'm gonna go ahead and just stitch it on really quick, and then we'll do the other one. I'm gonna do this in the same manner so everything matches with the box and the X. 1 second. I know I cut these off too soon, but they drive me crazy if I don't. Okay. All right, there's that. Let's go ahead and do the same to this one, and then we'll put our, we'll make our side pockets to put on there also. Same thing, just lining up that bottom snip. Just putting one of my mark lines on the edge, 1.25 inches. Okay, get that out of the way. Beautiful. All right. Yeah, that'll work. Ooh, I didn't backstitch there. Need to go another one. Not quite far enough. One more. Okay, that wasn't so bad. Oh, I don't know how I just now noticed, but I even wrote on the outsides of all my pieces what the seam allowance is, because I'm always saying, I'm just going to wing it, you know, and then one of these days that's going to bite me in the butt. So, yeah. So now I actually know the seam allowance, which is going to be 1/4 inch, and the top stitching is also going to be 1/4 inch. So I can actually tell you for reals what it's going to be. All right, we're going to take these pieces, put them right sides together, and we're going to sew 1/4 inch along this curved edge. And I just get so excited sometimes to make new things. And like these videos, I'm so excited to share things with you, like the Mustang thing. Maybe I'll do another video on how I printed it out. I don't have the silhouette or whatever that machine is that some people use to print stuff out. So I kind of have to use printer paper and cut it out. And then kind of go from there type thing. Whoops, that's half. We want 1/4, yep. I'm just kind of giving myself some reference lines here so I make sure I get my 1/4 inch properly, is all. So never mind that further one, I accidentally did half. But see, I just give myself a couple little lines so I got something to make sure I'm on mark. But yeah, I get so excited to make things and share them that I'm like, I just need to do a video, and then I'm thinking, okay, this is a tutorial, but I've never made the bag before. That's kind of dumb. But I also like to share and be real with the stuff I make. Like, I am not a professional, nor do I claim to be one, but I am I just love crafting and sewing, and you know what? We all have to learn. We all have to make mistakes. And if you guys want to watch me make my mistakes, then we'll learn together. So, all right, that's what we have. I'm just turning it right sides out now. So the wrong sides will be facing each other, and I'm gonna throw some clips in there. And it looks like it's gonna be difficult because it's a curve, but it's not, I promise. If you're not using vinyl, pressing will also help. And not that this is anything you need to know, but my car is red, my Mustang. And I thought about making my lining pieces red. That way it was a true match, you know? But I'm like, I don't know. I just think, I don't know. I like just the gray. I think it looks good. That's what I got. I'm gonna go ahead and top stitch 1/4 inch. So, whoops, turn my stitch length up a little to be consistent. So instead of the red waterproof canvas, I just went ahead and decided to do the gray, which I think is good. It's fine. And there we have it. And I'm gonna do the other one, but this is where our snips come in handy, so you're gonna wanna find, oh, well, I forgot. We gotta baste all the way around. I'm getting ahead of myself. So once you get the top stitching done, just keep going. Don't stop like I just did. Okay. Then you have this. If it's a little wonky and off, trim it down a little if you need to. I didn't catch my lining when I was basting, but I did a little. It'll be okay. We're gonna have like a 1/2 inch or something seam allowance right here when we do it. Yeah, 1/2 inch. So it'll be fine. You're gonna catch it. See, mine's like, it's flush. I just, for some reason, didn't catch it for some reason. But anyway, find your center of the bottom of your pocket. I'm gonna get my scissors here. Make a snip. I'm gonna go ahead and do this one again, and then we'll get to that. I don't wanna get too ahead of myself. Again, I'm just gonna make a couple marks here. And I could just follow my foot, which I kind of do for the most part anyway. It's kind of nice to have a visual also. So let's right sides together, line these up. Come on. Alrighty, being difficult. There we go. Okay. And so. I'm sure I probably should have clipped, but the other one worked just fine, and my seam allowance is small enough. I think it's okay to just go ahead and fold it over. I know clipping those curves can really help your seam lie nice and flat. This is such a big curve. I'm not worried about it. It's fine. Okay. I feel like I probably should have done a live for this video, but I really like doing those. They're a lot of fun, but I think I'm gonna have to do like an Emily tote or something I'm used to making, because I get distracted so easily and then definitely mess up. All right, 1/4 inch top stitching. Yep, stitch lengths up. Take your time. Okay. always so excited to get to every single part of this bag. It's silly. Oh, forgot to baste. Silly me. Oh. Okay. Well, at least I remembered. All right, find the center. And snip. All right, now we want to go ahead and add our pocket to our side panel piece. So I'm going to need regular clips. They hold better. Swap some of these out. Okay. Let's find our center snips. Put those together. Let's put about, I don't know, 3 clips across the bottom. Okay. And then we're just going to, it's kind of hard to explain, but we're just gonna make the edges flush, basically. Line up your corner. You want it to be kind of poofy, so that's fine if it sticks out. It actually helps it line up a little better by being poofy like that. Use as many clips as you need to. It's completely fine. Just pick it up. And it does look like it's kind of, like it would be kind of hard to get it to go where you want, but really it just kind of goes on its own. It's, yeah. Well, anyway. All right. That's what we have, like this little open pocket. I believe it's a 1/2 inch seam allowance. I'm right here, blah, blah, blah. It doesn't say, and I don't want to sit here and just keep reading. It probably does say. I'm going to do 1/4 inch just because 1/2 seems like a lot. There I am again, but this part doesn't matter. We're just basting it on, so I think that's why it probably says baste, and I'm just not reading it right. Okay. If you have to readjust, leave your needle down, lift your presser foot, move it where you need it, press it foot down, and then keep going. And there we go. Oh, cute. See, that's where I was thinking of putting the 5.0 or the GT was on the sides right here. That would have been really cool, but maybe next time if I make another one. All right, let's go ahead and do the other side. Center snips. All right, since I've already kind of talked us through this one on the first one, I'm just gonna randomly just talk about stuff. So I talked a coworker of mine into doing some workouts with me. I used to have a trainer a few years ago that helped me lose a bunch of weight, and had issues with my neck, and I had a disc replaced, blah, blah, blah. Well, I haven't really been working out, and I thought I need the motivation. He's doing this weight loss challenge with his son through some other people, and his son is kind of like a, not bodybuilder, weightlifter type thing. So his son was giving him exercises to do, but he was just kind of on his own. And sometimes it's hard to work out when you're on your own. You don't really know what to do or how many of what exercise to do and what exercises help what body part, all that good stuff. And I've been feeling really good, so I've been wanting to get back into it. So I told him, let's go ahead and do it. I think I talked about this in my last video, so sorry if I'm repeating myself. So I asked him if he wanted to work out with me. He said yes, and basically said I'm kicking his butt. But we've been doing a lot of like cardio, Tabata, if that's how you even say it. Tabata. I have, since I finished with my trainer, I have gained back like 10 pounds. And I'm short and small, so 10 pounds is quite a bit for me. So, excuse me. I've been wanting to get down again to fit into my jeans and stuff. Let me get my bottom panel, guys. All right. So we've been doing it for like a week and a half now. I am down like 3 pounds already. I can't even, that's crazy. I know it's not a lot, and I'm not trying to say I'm extremely overweight, nothing like that, but everyone has their own like fitness goal if you're into that. And mine is just like tone. To be toned and to fit into the jeans I used to fit into, and you don't think 10 pounds would be a lot, but it's like 2 pant sizes for me. 10 pounds. So I have a ton of pants back there I cannot wear because I gained 10 pounds of all things. So that's my big thing I'm doing right now. I'm back to work. I'm busier than heck, sweating my butt off at work. I mean, it's not that I love my job. I work in a factory, but I just love being busy. So I'm super proud of myself for that. This is my bottom panel. I lined it with Decoville Heavy for my stabilizer. That's all I'm using. I'm not going to go crazy on it. And now I'm just putting purse feet in. Not that any of you will probably even notice, but all of my hardware is going to be like a silver nickel, and the only purse feet I have is gunmetal. So that's what I'm using. But so yeah, I went ahead and told him, I said, let's do like a 6-week challenge. And weigh yourself, measure yourself if you want to see, you know, like if you gain muscle in your arms or, you know, whatever. So he's doing that, and I can't help myself. I weigh myself every day. I always have, I always will. I don't know, it's just my weird thing I do. But yeah, I'm super excited that it's just making a difference. So that's always good. And don't get me wrong, I have my lazy days. There's days I don't do anything, and I am fine with that. Okay, I'm just putting the washers on, and then I am gonna get some duct tape to put over these to hopefully help the washers stay on and the purse feet to stay closed and all that good stuff. I don't know if it works or not. I haven't heard of any purse feet falling out yet. Just making sure they're pressed down. Okay. I want to make the tape long enough that I'll catch it in my seam allowance. I don't really need to cut it. Ugh. So I just want to go right over top. I know it's a little extra long. I can trim that off after I'm done sewing. Like every time I use duct tape and I use my teeth to rip it, I feel the need to tell you guys, yep, I used my teeth. I know that's not good for me, but I do it anyway. Let's see, what else can I talk about? Oh, I'm sure there's something else that I could talk about. I just can't think about it right now, of course. But the weight loss thing, or not even weight loss, just the fitness part right now is like the big thing. In the pattern, it doesn't have me putting this on the bag yet. I don't know why, but we're gonna go ahead and go with the pattern. And the next thing we're gonna do is the zipper pocket for the lining. So I've already got it prepped and ready. I'm not gonna give the dimensions. Hopefully you'll buy the pattern and do what the pattern tells you to do. So that's what I've done. I'm going to switch my thread out though and put gray thread in so all my thread matches. Then when I'm done with the lining, I will go back to a black thread, and then we can finish putting the bag together. All right, gray thread is in. So this is where we're at. We're gonna take one of our lining panel pieces, main ones, and put one of the pocket pieces on top. They are right sides together right now. This is not exactly what the pattern says to do. The pattern says to draw the line on this part, the big panel piece part, and then put this on the other side. But then I can't see my pocket, and I don't know if it's on there straight. So that's why I like to draw it on my pocket and then do it on the, as long as you got right sides together, you're good. So do what works for you. I'm putting my stitch length to a 3.5. And I'm gonna sew 2 parallel lines. Last time I did one of these zipper pockets on my last video, I don't know what I was doing, but it got all wonky. We're gonna try to make it nice and pretty today. Okay, jump across. Okay, so far so good. There is absolutely no need for all these clips. I just did it last night before I went to bed, so I had, so it wouldn't shift. It would save me a little time. That's the only reason. Okay, put those back. Now, I'm gonna move all this out of the way because I'm gonna use my iron in a second. Okay, now I'm just going to cut a hole through the center, not a hole, but I'm gonna cut all the way through. I just like to use my seam ripper to get it started, but I don't trust myself with it, so then I always move on to my purple scissors. About half of an inch away from the end of your stitches, and then do your little V cut. I'll hold it up and show you if you haven't seen it yet. Oops. Okay, that's what that looks like. You cut all the way down and go about half of an inch away from the edge, and then just cut to the corners, but don't cut through your stitches. I'm gonna steam this really quick, so hopefully it will turn fairly nicely. Oops. Steam it. And then, I don't know if you can see, but I'm gonna fold this down and press it a little, and I'm gonna fold this up and press it. Basically, I'm just folding all these edges up where it's going to turn. So hopefully it just sets a little better once I turn it right sides out. Give me a hot second here, and I'll be right back over there. One more side. All right, let's see if it helped. Never seems to. It always seems to be a struggle. Ooh, that's easier than the last one. Okay. Very nice. Waterproof canvas is such a pain sometimes. So just fold that little hole out nicely. Now your wrong sides are together. Your right sides are all facing out. Again, I'm gonna go over to my, turn it up so you can, not turn it up, but we'll do it over here so you can see what I'm doing. I'm just going to give it a press, and you can definitely press your waterproof canvas, just don't leave your iron on it for a really long time. Steam is your friend for sure. Flip it this way. Looking good. All right. Looking pretty good. I think we're good. These zippers, oh my gosh, here, I gotta show you. First of all, not this one. Lauren at More Me Know, I bought your last zipper shipment, whatever you want to call it, those zippers that you had in. Love them. Okay. And then, My Handmade Space. Look at these colors. Oh, that gorgeous. Love it. I'm crazy. I love all these. Anyway, that's where this came from. The gray one, My Handmade Space. Let me put my baskets back. Whew. Ah, I just scratched my eye and I have makeup on. Anyway, oop. Okay, My Handmade Space. These are the pulls that come with it. Wait until you get to the big pull I'm using. It's awesome. Okay. I'm going to want my zipper to zip closed to the left. So I'm just gonna make sure when I pick it up that it is covering. I usually cut it the same size as my zipper pocket piece. That way when I'm sewing it shut, I always catch the zipper ends in it so it doesn't go anywhere. So I'm just gonna lay it on there and I will adjust it once I get it in my machine. I'm gonna start down here It varies sometimes where I start. Okay, what do we got? I still got a 3.5. I'm gonna stick with that. I try not to backstitch too much because if you just start and don't backstitch, when you come back around, you can just overlap your start spot and it'll lock the stitches in. So I try not to backstitch too much, but it does help. One more. Okay. Looking nice and adjusted. I'm gonna go ahead and cut these off so I don't get them sewn in somewhere that I don't want them sewn in. Okay, and keep going. Pull the zipper all the way to the end over here. I'll sew as close as I can to it, and then move it. It just helps that zipper tape stay where you want it. One more. Okay, everything nice and we'll zip the zipper back up. Okay. Just be careful, especially if you're using metal zippers. You do not want to sew over those. You might have to crank it with your hand wheel to really get across those. Honestly, I've never used them because of that reason. I don't want to break a needle and it just doesn't sound like fun. Maybe one of these days. Okay, I did like one stitch for a back stitch. But you see how I kind of overlapped my starting and it looks pretty good. So there's that. We're gonna get our other pocket panel piece. Let's unzip this halfway. Right sides together with this. And we're gonna stitch these three, we're gonna leave the bottom open. What you can do is I'm gonna do it this time. I'm gonna fold the edge up about 1/2 inch. I'm gonna press it. So I'm gonna do that first. Hey puppy, what you doing? What you doing, buddy? And again, it's waterproof canvas, so it doesn't really wanna stay folded. But at least it has a crease now. And I'm gonna do the same with the one that I've already attached to the bag, or to the lining, whatever. Okay. So don't hold it on there too long because you don't want to iron the wrong side of your waterproof canvas. Anyway, these both have like a bit of a crease now. They should hold their shape, so when we go to sew the bottom together later on, it'll be nice and easy. All right, get some clips, right sides together. Pretty sure my dog wants to go outside, because why not? If I'm doing a video, he wants to be needy. Okay. My ends are not exactly aligning correctly, but that's all right. We will make it work. I'm gonna go ahead and iron this again just so I can keep them perfect here. 1 second. Whoa. All right. That's what it looks like. I'll throw a couple clips up here just so it doesn't shift. So we're gonna leave the bottom open and sew around these 3 edges. So I like to put this right side up and move it out of the way. I'll start down here, and I should look at the pattern right now, but since it's just a zipper pocket, I mean, the stitch or the seam allowance is kind of like what I want it. No one's gonna know. I'm gonna do a 1/4. That's probably what it says to do. I'll look real quick just so I know I'm right. Yes, it looks like, no, it looks like it's a 1/2. you should do a 1/2 inch seam allowance. So on this part, you do a 1/2 inch seam allowance and then trim it down to 1/4 inch once you've sewn it shut. I'm being a rebel and doing 1/4 right from the get-go. It looks like a 1/2 inch maybe, I don't know. Whatever it is, I'm just guessing. It's not that big of a deal. It won't make it any difference in how the bag comes together because it's just a pocket. Okay. Oh. All right, so there's that. And folding these up is gonna make sewing it together later on like so nice. You'll see what I mean when we get to it. Leave this open halfway. We're gonna go ahead and do the other side of the lining. This is my own modification. I wanted to do a slip pocket my own way. Let me see if I can turn it down a wee bit. Okay, I want to do a slip pocket my own way. So I cut a rectangle 12 by 8. 12 and then 8. Okay, and it's just gonna be one pocket. But since I'm using waterproof canvas, I gotta prep the edge of it. And to do that, I marked a line 1 inch down from from the top edge, whatever you wanna call it. And I'm gonna put some sticky tape right on the very edge, peel that off, and fold this long edge down to that 1 inch mark. So essentially we're folding it over a 1/2 inch. It's basically all we're doing. And that 1 inch line just ensures that you get it nice and perfect. I'm just gonna go ahead and top stitch this so it does not come undone. Okay. And then go ahead and take, this is your top, this is your bottom, line up your bottom edges. Sorry, this is the top stitching. That goes up here to the top. Line up the bottom edges. And we're gonna clip it up, well, not upside down, but the flat part of my clips are facing up. See how they're curved? I'm putting it upside down because once I've clipped a little bit here, I'm gonna flip this whole thing over and sew from the back side. So that's what we have. Flip it over and then follow your sides and the bottom. Don't stitch up top. Turn my stitch length back down. We're just basting it on. So far all the basting stitches have been 1/4 inch. Normally basting is like 1/8 inch or something. Machine. All right. My machine is very touchy. Like I can't lightly put my foot on it and have it sew really slow. It's always like, it's jumpy. I don't know how to fix it. So that's what this looks like. We're gonna keep it on the wrong side and I'm just gonna cut these extra pieces off right now. Okay. Okay. Now you have a slip pocket. Yay! All right. Then we're gonna go ahead and get this. I'm trying to think. We need to find our center snips. So fold it in half. While I'm making center snips, I'm gonna go ahead and get these also and find my center snips down here as well. I'm gonna have to do it eventually anyway. put those back out of the way. I'm gonna go ahead and right sides together, 5/8 of an inch seam allowance, right on there. Of course, I'm gonna clip it. Just in case you were not sure, 5/8. I mean, I know what 5/8. I'm just looking to see if my ruler actually has a 5/8. It does not. So, I was going to show you on my ruler, but okay. I just drew a reference line so I kind of have an idea of where I need to stitch. And we're good. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and top stitch really quick. We got 5/8. I'm going to open that up and top stitch on the bottom piece. I'm going to do about a 1/4 inch away or so. Okay. Let's go ahead and get our other lining piece. Lay it down as so, and then flip this one over so it's right sides together. And do the same thing. Clip, clip. It should be out of the way, but make sure that zipper pocket is out of the way, and then do 5/8 of an inch again. Seriously, just guessed on that. It looks like 5/8. We'll go with that. And again, we're going to want to top stitch on the bottom. Make sure it's all stretched out and your zippers out of the way. Okay. I feel like I'm saving the best for last by doing the exterior last. Really, I'm just doing this because I still have the gray thread in my machine. But all right, this is what we have. So cool. Zipper's still open halfway. We're gonna birth through that hole. So that's why we definitely wanna make sure our zipper is open. Take these, right sides together, and we're going to clip. Find your center snips, because you should have found your center snips for the bottom panel also. Go ahead and clip. I'm gonna use 3 clips. Okay. Then this part right here, you're gonna line up. Let me pause real quick to double check the instructions, but that's what we're going to be positively for sure that that's what we do. So we're gonna go ahead. It's gonna be funky. You can do it. This is what you want. You wanna pin your top edges. You wanna match them up. Okay. I'll pick you up a little bit. Okay. Put your top edges together. Okay. And clip. Let me bring my clips over here. Whoa, they're so far away. Okay. Then go ahead and just put a few clips down from the top. These curves are always kind of hard for me. You can do it, take your time. If I start to struggle with it and it's a pain in the butt, I'm gonna pause the video and just kind of focus, and then I'll be back. But so far, it's going okay. These rounded edges always get me though, it seems like. They never want to sit right. But anyway, I'm getting to the rounded edge, but I'm gonna go ahead and pick up the other side and match the top. And then once I got the tops matched and the center snip, then I can kind of work these corners in to get them nice and perfect, whatever you want to call it. Okay. I am excited. I know I've said that 1,000 times already, but I love making new bags. Sometimes they're just a pain in the butt and I'm no good at them. And sometimes they're like a ton of fun and I'm like, why haven't I made this bag before? Oh, we just want the one clip down here. That might help. Okay. All right, so here's where I am. My corners are, you know, not shoved in yet. Just take your time, kind of put your thumbs in there, shove it in. Do your best. If there's a little bit of a wrinkle or something, you know what? It's such is life. You'll just have to have a wrinkle, I guess. I always say this, I'm like, oh, the bag's just for me, so I don't care. I mean, I do want it to be perfect. I do care, but it is the lining. Most people don't notice the tiny little things, like a tiny little, I mean, there's gonna be tiny, tiny little pleats. It's not the end of the world. It'll be fine. So I'm not gonna stress too much about getting it absolutely perfect because I just don't think I'm gonna be able to. I have to admit, I am trying pretty hard to get this just right because I do want it to be just right. But, whew. All right, then we're going to sew around at a 1/2 inch seam allowance at the top. And since we're on the lining, we want to start at a 1/2 inch seam allowance and kind of widen it to a 5/8 of an inch seam allowance at the bottom and then go back up to a 1/2 inch seam allowance. Let me see. So 1/2 inch first. Move your zipper pocket out of the way. You don't want to sew over it. I guess I could have trimmed it down a little, but it's fine. I'm just making my seam allowance a little bigger, moving that zipper pocket out of the way all the way. A lot of people like to use staples. That helps when you come to this area too, to keep everything from shifting. Trying to do as few pleats as possible, or whatever you want to call them, puckers. Go back to that 1/2 inch. Okay, I believe I may have sewn through my zipper pocket on the other side. No, because I didn't do the other side. Okay, there's that. Oh, see, 1/2 inch and then to 5/8. We're going to go ahead and do the other side. Matching up those center seams, or center snips, my bad. I'm matching up one center snip and then going up here and matching up the top. Work my way down like halfway or so. Let's do one more. Go to the other side. Put that up. No, I'll just have to remember to move it. Just don't want to sew through that zipper pocket. Okay. I mean, I don't think it'd hurt anything to sew through the zipper pocket, but I just wouldn't. All right. So where I'm at, I'm just trying to get those corners shoved in nice and neat, and then I'll stitch. Okay, just about there. Let's grab one more. All right, there we go. Let's go ahead and sew. 1/2 inch to 5/8 back to half. Put your hand in there if you have to. Kind of hope. Part always like gives me a workout. I think if I can put my hand in the zipper pocket part. Okay. Remember to increase your seam allowance. This one is gonna have puckers. Okay. Beautiful. Back to getting it flat. Maybe. Zipper pocket out of the way. All right, looking good. I'm gonna move my zipper pocket out of the way. We did it. Awesome. All right, I gotta pause the video real quick. The dog wants out. I gotta let him out. And then I'm gonna trim this down. I'm pretty sure it tells me to trim down. Yeah, trim the seam allowance down to about 1/8 of an inch on the outside. Yeah, 1/8 of an inch. We're back. Okay, I've trimmed down my seam allowances to 1/8 of an inch on my lining. I am now finished with my lining. So I went ahead and changed my thread back to black because now we're gonna work on the exterior. My dog is still outside, so I will once again be pausing the video to let him in when he wants in. Okay, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Squeaky chair. Okay, right sides together, match up those edges. And I'm gonna use Wonder Clips. These are not actually Wonder Clips. I got them off of Amazon. I'm sure they're still called Wonder Clips, but they're not the actual Wonder Clips. All right, you're gonna go sew right next to your stabilizer. Essentially, it's like a 1/2 inch seam allowance. My chair, oh my gosh, okay. And this is why I made that tape longer so I can sew through it in the seam allowance and hopefully it'll stay longer and those purse feet won't go anywhere. Okay. I used a 3.5 stitch length. I probably could have used a 4, but I am going to increase my stitch length so I can do a top stitch on this bottom part. My tape's a little long. I'm going to cut it down because it's sticking to the table. Okay. Okay. All right. We want to sew through this seam, so leave it pointing out. And I'm going to 1/4 of an inch up my stitch length. Okay, just make sure that seam stays towards the bottom. Okay. I'll go ahead and trim a little bit of this off since it's going to stick anyway. As long as it's still in my seam allowance, I'm happy. And it definitely is. It goes all the way to the edge. Okay. That's our front. Awesome. Okay. Okay. Same thing. You definitely want to sew with this side up so you can see your stabilizer so you know you're on track with your seam allowance. Okay. I really do like this headliner I'm using. I think I got it at Joann's, probably. Really good stuff. It's stiff, but yet it's still like bendable. It's not really, really stiff. Oh, I like it. Oh, stitch length back down to stitch. Okay. I'm gonna turn that stitch length back up so we can top stitch. Move all these clips out of the way, or I'm just gonna knock them off anyways. All right, remember you want to top stitch on the bottom. Just make sure that stays pointed towards the bottom. 1/4 of an inch. Just. I think I hurt my dog. If I get up and go check and he doesn't want in yet, I'm gonna be mad. Oh my gosh, you guys. This is awesome. I'm so excited. I'm gonna go ahead and maybe clip one of these on. I'm sure he's gonna start barking on one end. If you haven't yet, make sure you find the centers of your bottom, make a snip. You should have already done it on these pieces. If not, fold it in half, find your center and snip. Same thing as the lining. Put those snips together. Bring these clips back. I'm gonna put 3 really close to each other. And we are going to use a staple gun. So bring these edges up together. Match them up nice and neat. Okay. Come down here where I can see a little better. Let's go ahead and get the other side. So we kind of have it all put together. And I'm going to match up that top edge. Staples are going to make a huge difference. And what's really good about patterns so far that I've noticed is the seam allowances are fairly good size. 1/2 inch, 1/4 inch. This is going to have us do a seam allowance of 1/2 inch. That's awesome. So you can definitely staple and have plenty of room to stitch around your staples. I mean, this exterior, the corners went in really good. So much better than the lining. Gosh, I'm trying to think if I have any funny stories. My dog always seems to do something funny or something random always happens. Oh, it was so hot at work the other day. So hot. I mean, I work in like an insulation factory and we make marbles and then we melt marbles down to make the insulation. So it's like molten glass. And I work on the part of the building that has the melted glass coming down, and in general, it's like standing underneath an open oven. So hot. Not even standing there 3 minutes and I had sweat dripping off of me. It's awful. But my clothes were wet. It was like I went swimming. It was bad. And I can't say I love my job, but it pays the bills. And I don't mind. I mean, on a good day, I don't really do much at all, so that's a plus. But it's tough. One of these days, I'll retire when I'm a lot older, and then I can just sew all the time, right? That'll be fun. Okay, I'm mostly just stapling the corner. I'm trying not to go in more than 1/2 inch since that's our seam allowance. And I'm going to staple the bottom some as well, just so it doesn't shift. And if I staple in close enough to the edge, then I don't have to remove my staples. I can just cut my seam allowance down and just leave the staples in. It's just one less step. All right, so I've stapled my corners. I'm gonna go ahead and double check again. 1/2 inch seam allowance. All right. Getting there. Okay. Take my time and go nice and slow-ish. watch out for those staples when you get to them. Throw your hand in there if you need to. Okay. Readjust. Can't believe my dog is still out there and doesn't want in. Usually he's in and out. Well, the cat was out there, so I bet he's hanging with her, actually. If anyone's wondering how my cat is doing, if you've been following me, she's doing good. She's starting to grow back her fur on her belly from where she was fixed. She's getting around fine. Of course, she's pooping in my husband's vegetable garden. He made some raised beds, so he caught her the other day pooping in it. He wasn't too happy. So she's a bad kitty. Back to her ornery self. Whew. Let me see if it looks good. I think it does. Oh my gosh. I'm so excited. All right. I'm gonna pause the video, go check on the dog. Sit down. Can you say hi? Hey, look right here. Can you say hi? Right here. Look. Look. Say hi, guys. Mwah. Your ears are warm from being outside. Was you outside? Were you a good boy? Did you play with the kitty? Did the kitty get you? Did she go pew pew? No? All right, see ya. All right, he was wanting in. Okay, now he's looking at me because he thinks I'm gonna do something with him. I don't know. Sorry, buddy. All right, same thing. Just gonna do it to the other side. Right sides together. Find your snips. You're a good boy. Why don't you go lay down and chew on your toys, buddy? Yeah? Okay. Why don't you go lay down? Go get a toy. If I tell him to get a toy, then he thinks I want to play with him, so I really don't want to tell him to get a toy because I'm busy. I'm gonna go over to the side. Make sure it's nice and even. Where's your new toy, buddy? This dog is so spoiled. I'm telling you, he's worse than a toddler. He gets all his toys out, especially if you're not playing with him. He will bring you every toy he has until you play with him. He's rotten. See, I'll show you, watch, really quick. He will just keep bringing toys over until I guess I pick one I want to play with him. I don't know. He's a ham. Little goofball. Okay. So like last night at work, I was sitting there thinking about stuff I could talk about. Sometimes I'm just kind of like, I don't know. I thought of all these things I could like tell stories about and stuff. And then of course now I get here and I'm like, oh, duh. Let me move you over a little. So I don't know, maybe it'll come to me. I'm just so excited. I'm like so focused on making sure everything I do is exactly right on this bag since it's new to me. That's like all I want to think about. Oh, I forgot to staple. Perfect timing. I'm right here. Let's see if I can do this without removing my, probably not. I'm probably gonna have to remove it. It'll probably be easier. All right. See, I got to talking. Okay, let's go ahead and staple this real quick because I don't want to mess it up. Clip back on. Just move that up so you're not just staring at nothing. What, bub? Okay. Put an extra one in there. Okay. Let's try that again. No big deal. We didn't mess up yet. Those staples. I can see them. Got anything? Nope, it's just a seam. Okay, I'm gonna back stitch. Okay. Trying to make sure it's all perfect here. Okay, I have a staple really close to my needle. There we go. Complete. Whew. Okay. I'm gonna have to go back. I was a little off on my seam allowance right there. I gotta fix that. If you can tell, I got a little off to the side. I'm just gonna make that a true 1/2 inch here. I don't know how it's gotta be just right. Okay. That's better. I'm sure it won't even be that big of a difference or a big of a deal, but. Okay. Trim. Fun, fun. Okay. I am going to actually, I'll do a couple and then I'm going to pause the video and finish them. I take the flat side. I just have this really tiny little mini screwdriver. It's what I use for the zipper ends, the tiny little screwdriver. And like a Phillips, not the flathead, but a Phillips. But anyway, I take the flat part of my staple and I kind of wiggle it under there and put my thumb over top of it and just pull. So that's all I'm gonna do. Actually, it's not taking that long. I was gonna pause the video, but it's not taking that long, so I'm just gonna hurry up and do it. Okay, so since I always have a somewhat funny something, I guess this is, I was telling the story earlier and I'm like, no, I better not say that because it's not appropriate, but I'm gonna say it anyway just because it's who I am and it's stupid random thoughts I have every once in a while. We can cut the other side. Okay, so when I was texting my husband the other day, I was at work when I was all wet and sweaty and stuff. Okay, my underwear were wet and like my bra, everything was just wet. You know, sweat goes down your back, it gets in your underwear. And my husband would texted me and asked me how my day was going. And I was on break. And I said, well, my underwear are all wet and not in the fun way. I'm sorry if that offends anyone, but it was like the first thing that came to my mind when he asked me. I'm like, yeah, my underwear are soaked, but not in the fun way. So, okay, I won't say it again because it's like inappropriate, but yeah. So that was my random whatever. Does anyone else have, I don't know, I'll be sitting at work sometimes and then something just like pops into my head, like off the wall, not necessarily something like that, but just in general. And I'm like, hey, and I'll talk to one of my coworkers like, did you know? And they're just like, what brought that on? And I'm like, you know, I don't even know. I just get random thoughts every once in a while. But yeah, it was super hot. I used to love the summer. When I lived with my mom and my stepdad, we had a pool. So of course when I was a teenager, I was like tan all summer long because that's all I would do is just go swim in the pool with my friends and whatever. And we had one also while the kids were young here at our house. I think they were in it more than me. And before I started working at the job I'm at now, I would kind of get in it, you know, often. But now that I work in a factory and not air-conditioned factory, I don't like my summers. I'd rather it be winter, honestly, because it gets so hot on my job sometimes that I'd rather be able to go to work in a sweatshirt and be comfortable in the middle of winter. I don't know. Make sure I don't have any staples. These are my good scissors. So, yeah, hopefully I didn't offend anybody with my story, but it's just, that's me. It's the stupid stuff that comes out of my mouth sometimes. And the funnier thing is my husband didn't even reply. Like, he just left me on red or whatever you call it. I'm like, gee, thanks, honey. Okay, this is where the fun comes in. I'm going to turn my bag right side out and see what it looks like. So let's move you over, tip you up. Oh my gosh, I'm getting excited. Now I'll learn if my seams look good too, I guess. And if they're not, I can turn it back wrong side out and fix them. So, I don't even know how excited I am to use this bag. I like when I hold it down here so it's a surprise. They can be like, ta-da! Yeah? Oh, if I was good at piping, black piping would look so good right now. Oh my gosh, it would. Okay, you don't want to see it yet. Man, does someone want to come over and just like do the piping for me? I'll pay you. Okay, are you ready? Oh my gosh, it's so exciting. In the back. Oh my gosh. Okay, all right. I'm gonna pause the video because I gotta figure out what my measurements are. And then when I come back, I'll let you know what they are and we'll put the zipper on. Okay, so I already did one side. On your pattern piece, there's gonna be a zipper placement mark. I printed my pattern piece out twice and then taped them together so I have one whole piece. So mine might look different than yours. So instead of placing my stuff on the fold, I can just lay it right down on top of my fabric. But anyway, you're gonna line this up right here and make a mark where those marks are on your bag. So I already did this side. Oops. See my marks? I'm just gonna finish doing this other side. I was gonna do it all off camera, but I thought, what the heck, I'll do it on camera. I feel like this video hasn't been that long. I feel like I've only been sitting here, looks like an hour and a half total, but I have stopped the video a couple times. So it may be a two hour video. I may have been right. Okay, let's make those a little more prominent. Supposedly this tandy leather wipes off. So let's, whoa, don't want to throw it away. Let's hope that it does. Also, I mean, for real, look at that. Okay, have you looked at it enough? Do you need another second? Because I need a second. Okay, check out, okay, this zipper pull. What? It says, let me flip it over. Handmade. This is from My Handmade Space. I love it. It is so chunky, so awesome. So, I'm gonna go ahead, move this out of the way for a sec. I don't need the iron anymore. All right, this is where my zipper opens, which we're gonna do something with in a second, but I wanna put my zipper end on now so I don't have to worry about my zipper pull falling off. So I'll go ahead and do that on camera. Oh, my chair is uncomfortable. I'll put you back down so you can see what's going on. Oh yeah, but while I'm at it, this is ones I get from Lauren, which I love, I will continue using. But this is the handmade one from My Handmade Space. So they're both super chunky, just this one's a little longer and like thicker. I don't know, it's awesome. Oh, these are like my absolute favorite. I love these pop tab, whatever they're called. But man, I ordered these. Okay, get off of it, right? We know you like the zipper pulls. We get it. And after this, there is one other thing I want to do real quick before I move on. My metal handmade tag. I'm not sure if I want to use it or not. So I'm going to kind of grab it and hold it up against my bag to see if there's anywhere I think it would look good. Since my bag's still open, you know, I can still get it in there pretty good. Okay. I'm kind of shaky. I even had breakfast. What's up with that? Must have been too much coffee. Okay. So there's that. I know Lauren has these. I have not bought hers. She has like the chunkier versions now. This I believe was from Etsy somewhere, China. I don't know. I can't remember offhand right now. But and if my zipper's too long after I put it on, I could still take this off and cut it and then put it back on again. That's why I didn't use glue or anything in there. But before I do anything else, I want to get my metal name tag. And I really don't think there's anywhere. I just feel like it would take away. I don't really want to put it on the back. Let me hold you up so I can see it in the camera too. I mean, there's the back. I think it would look funny. Yeah, I'm not gonna use it. So that means I'm done with all my hardware. Okay, next, I'm turning my stitch length down to a 3. We are going to open. If you're using zipper tape, just pull it apart. We're gonna do the 90-degree angle, and I'm gonna baste it so it stays at a 90-degree, is what I'm gonna do right now. So bear with me while I do that. If I can get it to stay. My machine usually doesn't like doing this, but so far, so good. And when you do when you do the other one, just make sure it's exactly the same length. Okay. We can actually go this way this time. Is it exact? Not quite. 1 second. I'm having a hard time getting it perfect. Gotta be perfect. No. I don't know why I'm looking for my lever. Okay. We'll see if that worked. It kind of came undone. Probably something I could have done off camera, but pretty good. All right. Now, I want this to close over here. Wait, because I'm gonna be holding it like this. So if I want to unzip it, I'm actually gonna want to unzip it this way because I want to unzip it while I'm holding it more than likely. Does that sound good? Yeah. So I want it to close over here. I'm sure I'm doing it wrong, but I think that's how I want it to close. I am not going to try to explain this very well because this is only the second time I have ever done it, but I'm gonna try a little. This is what I think. So here's my zipper face up. Here's where I want my zipper to close on these marks that we made. We're just going to, okay, it's right side up. You're gonna put them right sides together, okay? This is what it looks like, right sides up. This is your bag. Take this edge that's furthest away from your bag when you got it folded right sides up. Just bring it up and put it on that mark, your folded edge. You're gonna put right on your mark. So I'm just gonna do that instead of trying to keep showing you. I might have to hold it differently here. Okay. I will probably do one side and then the other side I'll probably do like off camera or something. Just, I don't want you guys are lovely, but I don't want the pressure of trying to get it just right, and then you guys are like, oh my gosh, we gotta watch her do it again, you know? So I'll do the one side and I'll do the other off camera. I may even switch to my zipper foot, honestly, just to make it that much easier to get like closer to my zipper and stuff. Yeah, because it's got to be perfect. All right, so I put my fold right at my little dot right there, and I'm just lining up the edge, and you'll see my zipper is right sized together with my bag. And then when I get over here, you're going to start tapering it off so your zipper, when you get to this mark, is 1/4 inch away. So you're going to move your zipper tape down as you're pinning here. So if I were you, I would actually move your zipper tape down now 1/4 inch and pin, and then finish pinning. That's what I'm going to do. Okay, so you can see the difference where it starts to taper, okay? And right in here is where my mark was. Throw one more clip. All right, I'm gonna pause the video, get my zipper foot on, and then we'll sew it. So, zipper foot is on. I'm gonna move you a little, so hopefully you get to see a little better. I guess I could have done this before I started the video up again. Okay, move you down a little more. I doubt that's a very good whatever, but we'll make it work. All right, so here's your zipper on top. We're gonna move this out of the way, and we're gonna sew, it says 1/4 inch seam allowance, but if your zipper tape is larger than 1 inch, and mine is, I think it's like 1 1/4 inch, then it says to use a 3/8 inch seam allowance. So I'm just gonna go ahead and get this to where the other side of the bag is out of the way, and my zipper is nice and flat. Squish your bag down if you have to. And it says to start at the V. So don't start on your zipper tape, start at the V, at that, whatever you want to call it, the V, yeah. All right. So, okay, I'm just gonna take my time and make sure everything's just right, and then I'm gonna continue here. Okay. I wonder if double-sided sticky tape would work good. I don't want to try it, but just curious. Okay. Nice and slow. It's gotta be perfect. Make sure you pivot when you get to your seam up here. I'm gonna unzip my zipper all the way so that zipper pull is completely out of the way. Make sure you're not sewing through the other edge of your bag, and continue. Keep double checking. You don't want to have to unpick, especially if you're using vinyl. Okay, we're good. Squish it out of the way. We can do this. Pivot. Make sure you're not stitching on nothing. And remember, you want your zipper to taper. So it's gonna look funny when you're getting to it because you're like, oh no, it's off, but nope, it's good. You want it to taper. And you wanna keep using that seam allowance even though your zipper is tapering. It's hard to get. Okay, get my zipper tape out of the way. Okay, there we go. Okay, let's see if I did it correctly. It looks like I did. I tapered down, and then I went down. My tape's kind of still there, but you gotta go past your zipper tape to that V. And when you start, you're starting at the V and then going up to your zipper tape. Whew. All right. Move you back up while I get it back on again. The other side. Okay. You can zip it up. This is what we have. You're gonna flip it up. Right now, all I do is flip it up. If you flip it over, that's wrong. You're gonna wanna flip it over again. So it's kind of confusing, but I unzipped it so it's correct. If I were to zip it up, this would be the edge that would be showing. The zipper teeth are showing. So flip it over and then over again, if that makes sense. I'm not gonna try to explain it too much more because I'll just confuse myself. And now I'm just pinching this V shut and lining up these curves of my zipper exactly so I know that they'll be perfect once I've got them sewn on. Okay, I'm just lining the edge of my zipper tape up. Put that up with the edge of the top of the bag. I was gonna do this off camera, but I'm already just like zooming right along, so I'm just gonna go ahead and keep going. Hopefully, when you try this, it goes smoothly for you. So far, this seems good. I think I have my zipper on right. It seems the same as what it was with the other bag I made, so I think we're good. Taper down. There. One more clip. Okay, everything seems, oh yeah, we're good. Okay, this time I'm gonna start from the tail end. The last time we started up here, but I can't do that now. So in order to lay it down and get it under my machine, I have to start at this end. So I'm gonna turn you back down again. Whoa, that was a bit much. And do the same thing. Start at the V, which is no zipper tape, and then work your way up to where it, come on. To where it's veering off. 3/8 if you have a bigger than a 1-inch zipper. Okay. My finger, was super close to the needle. Okay, making sure it's all out of the way. We're good. Whew, that was nerve-wracking. All right. Pivot. Pivot. Make sure your zipper is where it needs to be. And continue past. I'm gonna back stitch a little. Okay. Woo-wee. Now I'm gonna see if it zips correctly. Move you back over. Okay. Moment of truth. It looks like it will. Awesome. I like the length. That'll be all right. Yeah. Oh my gosh, you guys, that's so cute. Awesome. Okay. Unzip it all the way. Okay, so I paused the video and went ahead and put my other zipper foot, or my regular foot, back on my machine. And now we're going to turn this wrong side out. Is that correct? Or, whoa, do I do it like this? This seems really dumb. I think this needs to be right side out. So let's do that. Remember to make sure your zipper pocket is all the way open. so we can birth through that. Okay. I guess we can take a look at our seams now too by turning this right side out. You guys, this bag was not as hard as I thought it was gonna be. I guess I can move you up. I don't know why I keep moving you down. Okay, that's the zipper part. Make sure that's open all the way where you can get your hand all the way through. Cute. Okay, so let's see. So I'm carrying the bag. When I reach in, do I want to reach into a slip pocket on this side or zipper? Slip. Okay. So I want the slip pocket to be against my front panel. Oh, I was gonna say, why doesn't that look right? I gotta turn this wrong side out. I should look at the directions and make sure I'm doing this right, but I mean, I've put enough bags together. I don't know why this would be wrong. It's just sewing it together and turning it right side out. I'm sure it'll be a little bit tough because of the foam. I don't know. Make sure all your D-rings are flipped down. You don't want to sew through them. And your square rings and your D-rings. Make sure your zipper is definitely out of the way. Okay, so again, I'm gonna find my front panel and make sure my slip pocket goes up against my front panel. So I'm going to shove it in there. Oh, fits so nicely. Then I'm just going to line up my side panel piece seams, whatever you want to call them, on each side. Make sure your zipper is pushed down. You don't want to accidentally sew with your zipper teeth pointing up, I guess is what I'm getting at. I'm going to put a clip right in the center. I'm just going to do these sides and then I'll do the front and back panel. All right, that's what I got. I'm gonna go ahead and do the other side. Again, make sure everything's out of the way. Poppy brought me another toy. Now he's gonna walk away and go find another one because that one isn't good enough apparently. Okay. Phew. Okay, there's both sides. Now I'm just gonna go to the front and back panel. What you eating, buddy? It's always something. Little turds. Hey, what you eating? Oh, this chair. I need to get a new one. All right. I can hear you eating something, Poppy. All right. Whoa. You're gonna puke, are you? Jeez, butterfingers. All right, we're clipped. Again, make sure you left your zipper pocket unstitched. I'm gonna go ahead and start. I don't know which sides. I'm just gonna start in the center, like right here. It's not top stitching. No one's gonna see the stitching, so it doesn't really matter. Stupid chair. Let's see if I can move you over so you can see a little better. Okay, hopefully that works. You can feel your zipper. Just make sure you don't sew on your zipper. I should have left my zipper foot on because you want it to be the same as when you sewed your zipper on. You want it to be the same distance away, but it'll be fine. I'm not sure what the instructions say. I just know I don't want to sew over my zipper, so I'm just going to get kind of close to it and not sew over it. Again, make sure you're feeling everything. I don't know why I keep saying again, but make sure you're feeling where you're sewing before you get to it, just in case there is a D-ring or something that got flipped up that you can't see. Okay. Start using your muscles, people. Woo. Okay. Pivot. it's a workout. Okay. My lining shifted. Okay. Get these strings off, it'll drive me crazy. Okay, I don't know if you guys can even see what I'm doing, but okay. Pivot. Whew. Squish the bag down. I hope I don't run out of bobbin because it wasn't a full bobbin when I put it in. Move that out of the way. I will change my bottom before I do the top stitching at least. That way I don't have to worry about it. Pivot. I know you're probably like not being able to see anything I'm doing. I'm so sorry. Oops. Almost done, I promise. Okay. Pivot. Okay, so close. Yeah. Woo! All right. Gonna move you back, and you can watch me try to birth this beast. All right. Whoa. I am gonna steam the waterproof canvas really quick before I start to turn it. I feel like it might help a little. I don't know. Maybe not. I could be wrong. All right, this is what we got. Okay. It wasn't heated up, so all right. Whoa, bad, bad. I'm gonna have to get a new iron. Good thing that was on the lining on the wrong side. Reach in. All right. I should do a time lapse of this, but you could always fast forward and watch that way if you don't want to watch. I feel like it's going pretty good actually. Okay. So I guess while I'm doing this, a good time to remind everybody, if you haven't subscribed, to subscribe. That would be great. If you do, thank you. Also, hit the bell. That will notify you if I upload new videos, that I'm uploading new videos. Hit the thumbs up. Give it a like. Supposedly that helps. I don't know. I'm not really into YouTube for money. I don't make any money off any of my videos. I'm just in it, it's like a hobby. And I like to meet new people and have new sewing buddies and stuff, so hit the like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, all that good stuff. Comment down below. I love reading all your comments. If you have any advice for me to do things differently, I appreciate any of it. Just like this bag was my first one I've ever made of the Annette. So if there's any tricks or hacks you guys know of that you could tell me about, that would be great. I would appreciate that. Or just comment below and say, hey Ren, how's it going? I like your bag, or I like your shirt, or whatever. I don't know. I just love reading them. It gives me something to do, and yeah. Okay. Oh, I'm so excited to use this bag. My iron has me mad. It has iron or something in it. Excuse me. All right, let's shove this in here, see how it fits. It's 1 o'clock, so I believe it's been 2 hours since I started sewing. It's gotta be around the 2-hour mark. Much better than 3 hours. Oh my gosh. Okay. Let me stand up. Oh! What am I doing here? You guys, this bag is so awesome. Just pulling that zipper out. I hope I didn't sew it too close, so my zipper doesn't open. That would not be good. Would not be cool. I think we're good. I'm just shoving everything in. I know I need to sew up my zipper pocket yet. I'm just shoving it in, zipping it. Whew. Okay. Yeah, I need to make sure that's, wow. Awesome. I love it. Ooh, I love it. Okay, let's go ahead and top stitch. One thing I noticed I did, I wrote my, can you see that? I wrote in there that this was the slip pocket and what size it was. Not thinking that you're gonna see it when you open the bag. Good thing it's for me, I don't care. But there's my zipper pocket, I closed it already. Slip pocket I just showed you. I like that it's kind of big. I didn't want to sew down the center because it would have been like too small of a pocket. Okay, I'm gonna sit back down again. Woo! And when I get to these parts where these seams are, I'm gonna really pull that zipper out as much as I can. Not too much, I don't wanna rip it, but I noticed on my other bag I made, that I left those kind of close to the zipper teeth, and so the zipper kind of gets stuck a little bit when I'm trying to zip it and unzip it. So I'm just gonna make sure that that's definitely rolled down. I know I'm squishing my zipper down when I do it, but I'll get to it and fix it. How am I doing it that way when I get to it? Now, if I really wanted to, I could turn the whole bag inside out. So when I'm sewing, I don't have to like squeeze it out. I can just sew like this. If it's inside out, it's a little easier, but I don't want to flip it around again. So I'm just gonna go ahead and roll these seams. I'm gonna turn the camera off while I do this, and then I'll turn it back on when I go to sew. All right, I have my bag all clipped, ready to go. This is the front. I don't want to start my stitching there because it would be too obvious, but since my thread is black and these sides are black, I'm going to try to start on the sides. So open my bag, and just like we did earlier, kind of squish it so the rest of the bag's out of the way, and just give her a go. I'm not sure what the pattern says for stitch length, or not stitch length, but seam allowance, but I'm doing, it looks like in between 1/8 and 1/4. I'm just going for it. I'm making sure that when I get to these seams that that zipper is definitely pulled out of them. Take your time, adjust as needed. Pull the clips out early enough so where my zipper isn't wonky. Now, I wasn't sure what color thread to use for my top stitching since there is gray and black, but I think black will be fine. As long as I'm nice and careful and take my time here, I think it'll look just fine. All right, I'm gonna adjust a little more here. Squish everything out of the way, pull that zipper out. I'm not sure how easy this would be with a domestic, with these materials at least. There is a lot of thick seams. So just be careful and take your time, I guess, if you are using a domestic. I don't use my domestic for bag making anymore, so I couldn't tell you. Okay. Fold very poofy here, or whatever you want to call it. Okay, pivot when you get to that V. Make sure your zipper's out. buddy, I'm almost done. Okay. Let me cut my threads real quick, guys. Hang on. Okay. Almost there. So close. All right. Pivot a little. These V areas are a bit tricky. Not tricky, but just, whew, giving me a workout. Pivot. I just went about a ½ inch past my starting point to really lock in those stitches. Okay. Don't mind me, I'm just gonna move you back around here again. Okay. Top stitching is done. Oh, that sewed so nicely. Awesome. Okay, move you down a little because you can't even see the table. I pre-made my straps, so I'm done there. Let's go ahead and clip those on so I can put this thing on my shoulder and just look at it, how lovely it is. I'm not going to attach these on camera. Again, maybe I can do that in a different video. Basically, I'll show you really quick. I put it up through the square ring, if I can get it up there, and I fold it over, okay? And then I clip it. I cannot do this backwards, 1 second. Ugh, okay, make sure your strap isn't twisted, okay? Keep it nice and flat, and just bend it, and go up, and fold that side over also, so it makes like a little U. I'm gonna have to adjust this so it's perfect, but there you have it. All right, let's go up. Here we go. They are short straps. I don't think it's long enough to get, no, I mean, it works. But I kind of like it like this because then everyone can see my bag. So awesome. I'll probably use the adjustable strap more than anything. I love it, guys. So awesome. All right, we're gonna sew up this zipper pocket, and then we're done. I guess I could have done that before I attached my straps, but that's fine. I'm just pulling it back out. And remember how we ironed it so it would keep that crease? It's gonna keep its crease, and it's just gonna fold over really nicely. And when we folded those edges up, that's why we did that, because now it's just like, bloop. Super easy, I love it. Make sure it's pulled all the way out. Don't want it laying funky. All right, let's throw some clips in there really quick. I'm not even gonna change my thread since this is inside a zipper pocket. Also, it's for me and I don't care what the stitching is gonna look like on this tiny little edge. I'm just gonna stitch 1/8 of an inch or so right across the bottom there, just to sew it shut. Okay. That's what that looks like. Then we're just gonna shove it back in our bag. These corners are like hard sometimes. Okay. And there we have it. Awesome. So I'm gonna go ahead and rivet these on. I'm not gonna sew them. I think I'm just gonna use rivets. Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do. And then I'm gonna do a intro video because I remembered. And then, yeah, then I'll be done. And then maybe I just need to go for a drive in my Mustang and take my new bag. Okay, thanks for watching. Remember, hit the subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, hit the thumbs up for liking it. Comment down below. I love reading your comments. And yeah, Poppy says bye too. So thanks for stopping. See ya.